Hello and welcome to some of the cosmetic restoration on this Stromberg Carlson. One of the things I have to do is recreate this dial face. Now there was more lettering on here when I got it, but just taking this off and handling it, it's been falling off. Okay, what's left here is fairly stable, but the rest of this just basically just fell off. Laying it down, it fell off. Picking it up, touching it, it came off. It flaked all off. And I've been trying to figure out what I want to do with this. I scanned the other radio. It had white lettering like this with, there's a trace of the green here. There was a green. The white was like an outline printed on the back. The green's printed on the front. And I'm taking what's left of the green off the front. It was done in two different silk screens, front and rear, so it gave the letters or numbers some depth, I guess. I suppose I could make a backwards print on the back with the letters and then put a second decal on the front with the inset, but I think what I'm going to go with on this is pretty much what the back color was originally, and the dial indicator here was red. Trying to get this to scan well using the white background on the scanner, it just didn't come out very well. The Stromberg Carlson was almost unreadable in the copy because of the white background and the white here, so I said I need something with more contrast. So I put a bright red paper behind it and scanned it. Then I put that into Paint Shop and told it to change the red to white, and everything went white, except these now have a red tint to them, as did the background numbers. So I went ahead and started cleaning up all the defects in the white and just increased the contrast and brightness on the red, and it doesn't look bad. I think I'm going to try the red numbers and letters against this gold background. I think that'll make a decent looking dial. And if I put 2 layers of wet transfer on here, I'm going to use wet like decal transfers like you do on a model. You can buy it in sheets for your inkjet printer. You can't print white on an inkjet printer. It uses the paper as the white background. So I'm going to try using strictly red numbers and the red Stromberg Carlson, which has a faint black outline on it. The software gave it a black outline after it converted the background from red to clear, or to white, excuse me, which is going to come out clear on the print. But I'm in the process now. It takes hours to go through and find all the pixels that are on there from dirt, from the glass. There's little speckles everywhere. I'm cleaning those up, sharpening the letters up, and I've converted all these letters to red. Now I've got the original pictures. I can always go back and try something different later. But I think the red's going to look fine against that gold. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, we'll try this again with the record button pressed. Here's what I was talking about, printed on white paper, and that's what the dial glass will more or less look like. The Stromberg Carlson has a black outline. The letters will be in red, and the little dashes underneath have a faint black outline around them. And I think the red against the gold is a pretty good color combination. So, unless there's a law, somebody can tell me there's a law that says these have to be white letters, I'm going to go with the red. It's funny, all of this fell off, but getting the last bit, oh, there it goes. The last bit of it is on there pretty well. But it's funny how some of it sticks and some of it doesn't. The other radio, it's 100% intact. And is this the newer set? No, this is the one with the field coil, I think. Yeah, this is the one with the field coil. This is an earlier model, an older model, so maybe they improved their prep before silk screening on the glass by, the time the other one was made. Who knows? Or maybe this was just stored in a very damp environment. I can't tell you why it sticks to some glass and doesn't on others. We're going to get on with it. Roughly 3 hours later, after cleaning up the numbers in paint, and we've got red letters with a yellow insert we've got strictly, or numbers rather, red numbers, strictly red. I think my favorite is this last one that I tried. Red Stromberg Carlson with a black outline, black numbers with a yellow insert, and the red dashes underneath. I think that's the one I'm going to go with. I think that's going to look pretty handsome on there. The yellow kind of matches the gold background. The black gives you gives you contrast to read them. So I'm going to cut this out, soak it in a little water, and I'm going to leave. I cleaned up all the dirt and background stuff except for these little registration marks over here. These are the corners of the glass. I left a little bit of dirt in place in the image so that I could line up the corners of the glass piece when it came time to set the decal on. Those will be hidden by the rubber mounting pieces, the part that holds it in. You'll never even see those. They'll be out of sight. So I think that's what I'm going to try. Try to keep everything clean here. I'll blow the desk off. And I won't let you watch me fumbling around. I haven't done decals since I was a kid putting them on models, and these are big. But we're going to cut this out in the paper cutter. We'll soak it. We'll lay it on the glass and try to press all the bubbles out. And if I screw this up, I've got plenty more of these transfer sheets left. These are just like standard decal sheets. In fact, I should probably spray this with a clear coat first and let that dry. So that's what I'll do. I'll spray a clear coat on here and seal it. Then we'll cut them, soak them in the water, transfer them onto the glass. Now bear in mind, when these are on here, this is not what you'll be looking at directly. This set, what did I do with the other piece? It's over here. I think, I guess I'm wrong. There's a piece of plastic that goes in front. Oh, maybe it's in here. Yeah. This mounts on the cabinet, and now I'm going to make new ones of these. This is yellowed with age. This mounts in the cabinet, and the cabinet's not over here. Put the cabinet away. You can tell how prepared I am, huh? Excellent. Excellent. Showing my humanity here. This snaps into, there's a groove here and one down here, and this snaps in here and is a curved piece here, and the actual dial glass is recessed in here about 1/2 an inch behind this. So you'll be looking through this, through the decal to the glass. At any rate, we're going to get this cut out and we'll get it mounted on the glass and see if I can do it without ripping the decal or getting any bubbles in it. But again, I've got at least a dozen sheets of this, so if I screw up, we can do it again. But I think I'm kind of fond of the yellow letters with the black outline. I'm not much of an artist, but it'll pass with a push, so we'll give that a try. We'll be back. This is what we're going to use to clear coat it. It's designed for photographs and I believe inkjet printers. We'll find out if the inkjet ink runs. I hope not. We'll give it a try and we'll see what happens. Oh, and once again, I haven't pressed the record button. Oh, it's fun getting old. I went over to get the cabinet to remove these clips. And it looks like these are brass studs. They're really dug in and hanging on tight. Typically you can't save these, and if you try to remove them on plastic parts, the force to get them off, sometimes you'll break the plastic. So I'm just going to take a Dremel and nick them and throw those away and replace them with new ones. Now I thought I had them. I've got 1/8 inch which is 125 thousandths, and I've got 5/32, which is 156 thousandths. The pins on this radio are 3/16, which is 187 thousandths, so I don't have them. So I'm going to go place an order for those and then take the Dremel and nick those, and we'll cut those off, clean that cabinet up thoroughly, and probably shoot a bit of clear on it just to bring the gloss back, because I don't think the polish is, it might clean up. It might clean up. Maybe I'll just try polishing it. It's in really not in bad condition. It's better condition than I thought. There was a lot of dirt on it. I wiped a lot of it off the other day with some Windex. It needs a deep clean though. We'll take care of that and get that done, and then we can put the plastic insert in here, and when everything goes together we can see what it looks like. And here is our water slide decal dial. Now, full disclosure, this is not its cabinet. This is the cabinet from the other set, but this one is finished with the plastic, outer plastic in place. So I wanted to slide it in there, and trying to get this, because of the curved surface and the overhead fluorescent lights, trying to get this so that you can see through it without a reflection. I had to come off here at an angle, because if I come over here, all you see is the fluorescent lights. But I don't think it looks too bad. In fact, I think that'll pass with a push. I think certainly it's better than the fact, or better than what was in there before. The at least 20% of the numbers were missing as I got it, and just handling it, at least 70% of them fell off. So I think that'll be fine. It looks good against the gold background. The Stromberg Carlson in red looks pretty good. The black outline yellow numbers look good, and the little dashes down below, I don't know how clear they are, and yeah, I guess you can see them. I can spot them in the viewfinder here. I think that'll do, and the set's working, of course. So all that remains to be done with the other one is finish polishing up the cabinet. Oh, we got to make the knobs. We got to make the knobs yet, so we have to do that. Maybe, depending, I think this is a short enough clip, I probably can do the knobs in this video as well. We'll see what where it goes. I may break it up into two, I may not. Depends on how long it takes to do the knobs. But I think the dial came out great. I'm happy with it. I hope you are too. See you soon. As we're working down here, I'm listening to the set that just got repaired. I've been listening to it now for 2 days almost continuously on the local oldie station, and it's performing well. This is the original one that I restored. Now this was painted white when I got it. Somebody had brush painted the thing. I think I've got a picture of it here, as a matter of fact. Oh yes, I do. That's what this looked like when I got it. It was in that kind of shape. And even though it was originally mahogany underneath, it was very scratched up and in rough shape, so I did some sanding and gave it a paint of Rust-Oleum mahogany. And it looks pretty good. This one was scratched a little bit in places, but was generally in good shape. Just dull, really, really dull and faded. The color had faded out of it. So I just tried an experiment here. I just wiped this thing down with Howard's Restorer Finish, dark mahogany. Now, I know the sheen is not going to stay on there. It's going to evaporate away, but my hope is that it keeps the color. And if it does, I'll give this a coat of clear lacquer and just call it done after the stuff evaporates off. But boy, what a difference from the faded. It was almost gray colored. The brown had faded so much from the bakelite. It looks pretty darn good at this point. If it would stay like that, I'd be done. But I know this, this won't hold that sheen for probably more than 24 hours. And the solvents will evaporate. The solvents just let the color go into the finish. And if you have like lacquer or something on there, it helps soften it up and fill in the scratches in a painted wooden surface. But it brought the color back. So this is an experiment. This is to see if that color stays. I'll give this thing a coat of clear.